Do you see now the difference in our power?
At the start of this video, I want to say thank you. 28,000 subscribers is incredible. 5,222 followers on Twitter is amazing. I really don't like push for people to follow or subscribe too much because, I kind of just do this for fun and it's really not about like that. But I do appreciate all of the different things people do, from donating, subscribing, following, supporting, all of it. At the start of the video, I just wanted to say that. But let's talk about this update and everything that Tekken 8 is doing. The year 1 update for Tekken 8 was just announced, and in this video I want to break it down and also talk about some things that's currently happening. For example, there is a tournament going on currently. Developers Harada and Nakatsu are in the crowd. For those of you who don't know, Jin Kazama is considered to be top 3 strongest characters in the game. He's a monster. He's a tournament monster. And this tweet here from High Tone is just memeing on the whole idea of how Jin Kazama is so unbelievably strong in this game. Now, if we take a little detour, just wrapping up the discussion of this tournament, there was something else that happened that is so wild. The Mortal Kombat players at it again. One tournament, you had a guy throw a chair off the stage into the crowd, broke a light. This tournament, you have the Mortal Kombat players breaking the setup. You have people taking pictures, guy got the hands on the head, and you have the guy in question trying to pick up what seems to be the monitor. Oh my god, Mortal Kombat players at it again. Talking about the update now. So this update comes from Twitter. This is from the Japanese official Tekken account, and there's a few things listed here. For those of you who don't know, Tekken released 1 year ago today, January 26, 2024. 1 year already. Season 1 is over. We're looking into the future for Season 2. To celebrate this milestone, they say Tekken 8 has reached its 1 year anniversary. To all of our players, thank you very much. To commemorate the first anniversary, we sent you the following title and plate. What I will say about this before we even look at what they're showing us is that this game has not sold 3 million copies yet. I don't want to make a big deal about this because each game is their own, but shout out to Merdoink. Merdoink created this little graph based off the data we were given for Tekken 7 sales figures in comparison to Tekken 8. So the blue line is each milestone for Tekken 7, it's selling 1 million copies, versus Tekken 8. Tekken 8 had a very explosive start, but we have not reached the next milestone. So when we do, it will be probably around here where my mouse is. That's where the 3 million mark will be once it comes, which will probably be around the time as Anna, because a lot of people are saying they're waiting to purchase the game until Anna shows up. But continuing with the actual stuff that we were given, it says please log in between these times to receive your first anniversary time plates. If you're on vacation or something, you're screwed. February 26th to the 27th, you have to log in, and what you get for doing so is this player card down here, this title plate. This says first anniversary. Is probably super blurry for you guys. Go in the game and get a better look at it. And then if you fast forward here in the video, they show us first anniversary. So you get a plate and a title card, and you can put that on your character to celebrate. And then they also show a version of what it looks like in the game. You can see Jin Kazama doing her pose, and then look at the Kazuya health bar. You see it right there. Nice and shiny. That's one of the things you get. Now, to continue on with what you get, it says to commemorate first anniversary and the series 30th anniversary, we plan to implement the following updates. So these things are not going to be in this update, but in a future update, because they say this winter, and winter is soon. So there's two different things. There's a couple of different things. It's the update that's happening now, which is the title plates. It's the update that's happening in winter, which is what we're going to talk about right now. But then you also have the spring update, which is the start of Season 2. So this final update for winter seems like it's going to be the final update before Season 2 get going. And in this, you have adding fan art character panels, 30th anniversary fight pass, and implementation of other new features. Now, other new features, maybe that's a patch, maybe that's balance, I don't know. But the 30th anniversary, we got a glimpse of this in the trailer where it showed the t-shirt law. It said like, I hate rich people or something like that. They had some cool things in that battle pass from the looks of the trailer. So that's going to be in the next fight pass. The current fight pass expires in 20 days, 3 hours, 47 minutes. So that gives us a time frame as to when a developer will implement these things. So the next update will probably fall in the middle of February. And this also matches my idea that I have. And I know we're kind of all over the place, but I'm trying to give you guys as much information as possible. My idea for what they were going to do is this tournament here. It's a European Tekken Cup tournament, so it's a big tournament. It takes place at Gamescom, which is a big event for gaming in general. And then it also is on the 21st to the 23rd, so exactly almost a month away. So what I am envisioning is this battle pass expiring in 20 days. 10 days later, they announce a trailer for like Anna or something like that. But then they also show us the battle pass and they get going with the winter update. And then after that, you know, the next battle pass expire. That puts us around Evo Japan. And then they do the whole you know, season 2 release. That's my idea. Let's keep going though. They show us these big splats on the ground. This is early 2025 updates. This is in the next battle pass. Now I hope that this isn't a limited time thing. The developers been doing a lot of this where they give you like spray paint or emotes that's limited use. I personally think that's so slimy. If you compare it to, let's say, a Marvel's Rivals, they give you a lot of like spray paints and emotes and stuff as well. But none of that stuff in a free-to-play game is timed exclusive or limited use. The fact that the developers give you these things and you can only use it 5 times, 10 times is so unnecessary, and it's things like that that gets the player upset. It's a great update, it's great things that they're doing, but putting that limited use on it is so unnecessary, and I hope the developers stop. But also talking about the character panels, you could get a hint of 2 of them here. You see Jun Kazama, you see Kuma. They also have this website that I was just looking at where it gives you a look at all of the different ones. So you have Alyssa. So this isn't complete. You have some characters who aren't here yet. That's the question marks. You have Brian Fury. You have Dragunov, and these are all fan made. Someone in the community made these, and they are implemented in the game. So this is a community driven thing that the developers are doing, which is really cool. I believe they did this in Tekken 7 at the end of the lifespan. So the fact that they're doing it so early in the Tekken 8 means that we'll get a lot of these as time goes on. So this is kind of just the first wave of it, which is really cool. You have Leo. You have Nina. Nina looks cool. It looks kind of like, you know, AI, but, you know, still pretty fire. Nina's probably my favorite. Then you have Xiaoyu, which is really cool too, probably my favorite as well. And then Yoshimitsu, right? So that's the ones that's here so far, and they'll update this as time goes on, is what they said. But then if we go back to this thing, it says details about season 2 scheduled to begin this spring will be announced later in the live stream. Bandai Namco was also highlighting on Twitter the previous winners of the Tekken World Tour Finals: Arslan, Atif, Chikarin, Kudans, and this year winner is Rangchu with Kuma. And interesting thing about Rangchu, he's the only repeat winner. He won in 2018 with Panda, and this time in Kuma. Atif says, Akuma has changed my life, so bring him back. I see a lot of people requesting Akuma. Me personally, I want to do that. Don't do that. Arslan Ash, he says, bring back Katarina and remove chip damage. Now, to remove chip damage, I think chip damage could be tweaked. I don't know if they should remove it outright. Some people probably will say, yeah, fair enough. But the Katarina thing, I responded to this. I normally don't respond to people on Twitter because I don't want to like start up like a Twitter beef or whatever. But I did a poll 3 days ago at the time of this tweet where I was asking you guys whether or not you want Katarina in a game. 75% out of 15,000 votes said no. Will they give a character like Katarina before Miguel, Armor King, whoever, or not? Arslan Ash also put out another tweet where he says, so glad I live in Pakistan and I don't have to play online. People are still continuously critiquing the online stability and capabilities of Tekken. That's also something that Bandai Namco struggles with for other fighting games. You could talk about Soul Calibur, Fighters Z, and also Sparking Zero. All of these fighting games that's controlled by Bandai Namco suffer from the same issues. Another thing that I want to highlight here, and this is pretty strange, I would love to hear you guys' opinion on this. Johan, which is basically like a PlayStation developer, teased a new poster for Astrobots, and it features Kazuya fighting Heihachi. They released a new Astrobots game. It won a Game of the Year. Kazuya was a part of that. Heihachi was not. So the fact that Heihachi is now being teased on this poster is seeming like they're going to introduce him in their next update. So this is just another thing that Tekken is doing to collaborate and expand the brand of Tekken. Lastly, I want to highlight this tweet from Knee as well, where he's talking about the damage being reduced and the calculations of the combos being strange. Now, this is something that's exclusively for Brian Ferry, but the reason why I highlight it is because the developers pay so much attention to what Knee says. You will have players complain about so many things, but then when the patch notes come out, the only thing that is like fixed is something that Knee was complaining about. So the fact that Knee is complaining about this thing here, we're going to be on the lookout for this in a winter update to see if the developers fix this, because there's a lot of things that's talked about on Twitter, and it seems like Knee kind of gets favoritism by the developers with things that they want to fix, right? And it kind of makes the TA report hashtag useless when you're only listening to one person or a select few people. So that's my critique for the developers, is to listen to everyone and not just one person, right?